I shouldn't be surprised that she asked me to do something. I really shouldn't. But honestly, all of this looking to me for advice or guidance is getting very old. I mean, I am the last person who should be responsible for all of this. I have the mark on my hand, yes, but that doesn't mean I'm in any position to run the Inquisition, or what it is in this state. Alright, well, we need to get more influence. We need to find Warden Blackwall. And we need to, oh my gods, we need to get rid of the cult in the hinterlands. Alright, well, Cassandra doesn't want to leave just yet. She wants to rest, catch her bearings after Valrio, and honestly, I don't blame her. It was quite a long journey, back from the hinterlands, then to Valrio, and then back to Haven again. We have been doing a lot of traveling lately. It's funny, you would think I'd be used to that, but we're doing so much more traveling than the clan ever did. At least the places that I get to see are new and exotic. You know, after a while, the free marches does seem a little dull in comparison. But hopefully I can get back to that dullness very soon. But Vivienne, hello. I forgot to talk to you when I got back. Are you settling in okay?
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Funny you should ask. So the keeper, Dashana, who also happens to be my grandmother, she sent me there. She wanted to figure out how this conclave was going to affect us, elves in particular. And so she sent me to see what was going to come of these talks. Because the chaos, unfortunately, harms us all.
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
And you'll help decide, won't you, Vivienne? That's why you're here, isn't it? I mean, I'm inclined to let their fate be in their own hands. All I want to do is seal the hole in the sky. The rest is up to everyone else. But you, Vivienne, you want a hand in deciding the fate of the mages, probably in particular.
That's why you wanted to be here, to have a hand in deciding that fate.
Wouldn't you? For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Oh, Vivienne, I do not want that power. If I could tell you how much I don't want that power, we'd be here all day because no one seems to want to listen. That power is terrifying. And not even people who believe in the Maker should have that. The Chantry Mothers, the clerics, they all say they know the Maker's will, but honestly, none of you do.
Nobody should claim to know the will of the Maker. Not me, and not the Chantry.
Perhaps nobody should. But if no one leads the way, many will be left behind in darkness. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
All right, well, I'll be here if I need you. We probably will be heading out soon. If you want to come, you know, kind of get your bearings with the team, you're more than welcome to. Could probably use another mage on the field. I mean, mages don't frighten me. Neither do Templars, really. I just want the mages and the Templars to stop killing each other, if that's at all possible. Alright, well let's see... Oh, hello.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
I see. And who are you?
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Does the Inquisition need a mercenary company? And why do Tevinter soldiers... What does that have anything to do with us? Okay, why are you giving us this message?
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
We haven't done much yet, but alright. Well, tell me about the company.
What can your Bulls Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
I just came from there. Don't really have any want to go back, so I guess I'll just take your word for it. Well, tell me about this Iron Bull. What's he like?
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull? He's one of those Kunari.
Oh,
Big guys with the horns. He leads from the front.
I see.
He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
That's interesting. I've never met a Kunari before. Never seen one. We don't have many of them in the free marches, if any at all. And he wants to help the Inquisition. I mean, I'd say we'd welcome the help. But I'm not sure I should be the one making that decision. I'll have to talk it over with Cassandra, if that's all right with you. But if she agrees, we'll meet you at the Storm Coast.
We'll consider your offer.
I appreciate it. We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
All right. Well, thank you, Cremisius. Was that your name? Cremisius? Thank you for the information. I'll go find Cassandra and talk to her. Before I do, though, I want to stock up on potions, and I think... Isn't there an apothecary around here somewhere? Thought there was. So now we need to go to the Storm Coast. Is that going to be a thing? Is that going to be a thing? Going to just different places every day? Every day something new pops up on my map on that giant war table. It is, isn't it? That's my life now. That's our life now. It's weird to say our and we. But I guess until I seal the hole in the sky, that's what we are. We're a we. It's only temporary, though. Solus, do you want to go out on the next mission? I know we just got back from Val Royeaux and everything, but I'd like to have you out there with me if we're going to go back to the hinterlands, meet with the mages. I mean, it might be better to take you with me to meet the mages than Vivian. Vivian seems to have less than ideal thoughts on what mages should be. Controversial thoughts, we'll say.
Hello.
Hello. So, Solus, we haven't talked about this, and I like your opinion, because I've been thinking. You joined the Inquisition, but you're not Dalish. You are supposedly an apostate, so you've never been in a circle. So, do you, or did you ever have a clan of your own?
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
I am. Proudly. But you sound angry about that. Why?
What's your problem with the Dalish? Allergic to Halla?
They are children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the fade. I have seen things they have not.
Okay, but Solus, you could help them see. I mean, you are... I'm not going to say that you're not very wise, and I do respect you and the knowledge that you have and that you've shared with me. But the Dalish are trying, Solus. We don't have much. We don't have anything. And trying to preserve and find lost bits of our heritage, that's all we can do. I mean, we don't know anything else. And instead of looking down on them, you could just, I don't know, help them?
The Dalish are trying to restore elven history. If you know something new, share it.
Would your clan listen to what I had learned in my studies? My travels? Or would they mock the Flatir and his stories and go back to their ruins? At least you are asking. That is something. I will answer as I can.
Thank you. I knew this conversation was not going to be good. I don't even know why I brought it up. But what do you even know about the Dalish, Solus? I'm curious.
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits. Others trade freely with humans. And some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
We definitely weren't bandits. We traded sometimes with the Shims if they had something useful to offer. But mainly, we stuck to the forests, you're right, in the plains. You can thank my grandmother, the keeper, for sending me to the conclave. She was insistent that I be the one to go. And now here I am. So, now we're having this incredibly awkward conversation about elves, but I started it, so I might as well finish it. What do you know about the city elves, Solus? Have you ever been to an alienage?
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
So they've fallen farther from the old ways than my clan has, than all Dalish have. That's not a comforting thought. So if you've walked the Fade, Solus, if you've slept in ruins, if you've seen the ancients, tell me about them.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Sharal, but Hallam Sharal was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Alathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Alathan its greatest city, place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
And what else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Alathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aerovels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
So all elves were mages back then? Or at least possessed some form of old magic? Was that what gave us our immortality then?
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition, much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
So, back to my question, was our immortality due to the magic?
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
I wish I could see it. I'm quite envious, Solus, that you have seen some of it at least, but it sounds like you haven't seen all of it, not yet. And so, is that why you're also here? For hope of seeing the old world? Well, What are your opinions on blood magic, Solus?
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot.
I would
Most
agree.
modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
I honestly don't mind blood magic. Our keeper, I'm also glad Cassandra's not with earshot. She teaches all forms of magic, especially to her first. And if used correctly, it can be a beautiful thing. I've seen it. But the way I've seen other mages use it, I don't know how I feel about that. But in the end, the blood magic isn't the problem. It's the one who wields the blood magic. That's the scary thing. And outlawing it it cripples us. It shackles us into a narrow way of thinking, and it blinds us to what could be.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the Chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
Okay, well, what was an awkward and abrasive conversation actually turned quite informative, and I appreciate you debating with me, Solus. I know now that your opinions of the Dalish are poor, but I hope I can change that and show you that we really are trying, and we really do want the old world back as much as you do.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay. That was interesting. Okay. I wonder what Sarah thinks about the elves. I still am wondering what she meant about being too elfy. I'm gonna have to talk to her. She's around here somewhere, I think. But first, I believe... Is this the apothecary? I believe it is.
Secret told me that he can't let the herbs go for anything less than 8.
Fine. We'll gather our own. Tell Segrid he better hope he doesn't need a salve anytime soon.
Ah, Segrid's still causing problems, I see. I haven't yet had the pleasure to speak with him, but I think I'm gonna have to here very soon. Hello.
Look who's back from the dead. Again.
I'm sorry. I don't think I know who you are, and if we've been introduced, I am so sorry, but I've forgotten you already. All Shems look the same.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
Oh, you were the healer that helped me when I was unconscious. Ah, you were also the healer who wanted a Templar stationed in my room. I would say thank you, but that image terrifies me.
It has been a rough few days.
That's an understatement. And more ahead if the weather is any indication. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Ah, well, she's trying. And I can always go gather supplies for you. I am honestly out in the woods more often than not, just to think. I can bring back herbs if you need any. But I find it very interesting that you're a healer, Adan. You don't seem to have a, well, for lack of better words, motherly bedside manner.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly.
Oh?
Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are few around who can help.
I mean, can we not find a healer. I mean, probably not, because Corporal Vale is also looking for a healer, so that's probably not possible. Well, how are things? How is the stock and how are the people?
How are your people holding up?
No one's declared me a heretic recently, so I won't complain.
Fair point. Fair point. Do you need any help, though?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Okay, well, if I find the notes, I'll be sure to bring them to you. Maybe? Don't quite know how that would help you. Alright, well, I'm going to, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to upgrade and equip more potions. Alright, well, that was my second abrasive conversation of the day. Hopefully they get easier as the days come. Now, I believe Sarah was in the tavern the last I saw her. She is staying far away from the Chantry for some reason. And farther away from the mages that are here, some of them, and the Templars. So, if I can find her... Ah, here you are.
Nope.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted.
Oh my.
Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
The Templars and the mages. Most people pick a side in that, so you're a neutral party as well.
The Templars and the mages? Most people pick a side.
Most people are stupid.
Agreed.
But where do you stand on the war?
In the frigging middle with everyone else. You know what I hear about mages? Nothing, until one goes all demony. Know what I hear about Templars? Nothing, until they take maybe mages. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
And you think it should be that easy? I mean, honestly, it probably should be that easy. Because you make a fair point. You don't hear about anything bad about mages or anything good about mages until something bad happens. Well, Sarah, I hope we can help them all see. That's the goal, at least. Because the only way this breach is going to get closed is if we all work together. And then I can go home after that.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
It does, but at the moment, I just only care about stopping it.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
Fact. Spare the frills, just get it all back to normal. Best plan I've heard. Only plan I've heard, really. Everyone up their own arses. Let's get things done.
I like you, Sarah. More than I thought I would, to be honest. We'll have to chat again sometime. Right now, I think I need to go have a conversation with Cassandra about, well, pretty much everything. I have a lot I need to talk to Cassandra about. Cassandra, we need to have a conversation. Number one, about what happened in Valvario, and number two, what we're gonna do about the Templars and the mages.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
You don't know. You didn't do any research, ask around, read the letters I've sent to the Keeper. You truly don't know.
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you.
Ah.
But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
All right. Do I make something up or do I actually tell you? I mean, honestly, if I make something up, you'll probably go verify it with Liliana anyway. And if she has the information, I guess there's no harm in telling it to you myself. I just really don't like talking about myself.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north. But clearly I'm mistaken.
You are.
I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
Absolutely. I mean, some of my clan, we're a clan of about 40 now. Well, I guess less if you count the ones that died at the conclave with me. But yeah, I'd go now if I could, Cassandra.
I'd go home right now if I could.
Then I hope you can, once this business is done.
Right, well, why don't you tell me about yourself then, since we're being so open?
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
I mean, mainly just because you asked me first, but you're more suspicious than I am, Cassandra.
You're a very suspicious person. You know that.
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne.
You're what?
I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
You are Navarran royalty, Cassandra. Why has this not been brought up until now? I mean, I know it's 78th in line, but you are Navarran and you're part of a royal family. That is very interesting to me.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all.
Right.
And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
So, I take it you're not on good terms with your family then. You sound very indignant about it all. But I can relate slightly. I mean, my clan is mostly related to me. Some are people we've picked up along the way, because my grandmother, Deshana, is very much an open and warm person. But yes, I feel like I can relate to that a bit.
So not on very good terms with your family then?
I do not visit, if that's what you mean. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
I see. So, I've been meaning to ask you and Liliana both. You worked for the Divine as her left hand, or were you the right hand? I can never keep it straight.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinian, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact.
Oh?
The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what is a right hand, Cassandra? You're kind of sidestepping the question.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
I'm beginning to learn that this Divine Justinia was a very powerful, motivational person. A lot of people looked up to her vision.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the
Interesting analogy.
a means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
Alright. Well, that's all I really need to know for now, Cassandra. But later, you know, why don't we meet at the tavern, chat about things? I'd just like your input on, well, everything. I feel like I'm the only one making the tough decisions and that I shouldn't be. And I'm worried that the decisions I'm making aren't right.
I'll let you get back to work.
Alright, well, maybe things will be a little less antagonistic between us now that I at least know that you're not some crazy psychotic murderer who delights in shackling elves. I mean, granted, she did say she doesn't believe that I caused that hole in the sky, but that still doesn't make me feel any less irritated by her. Colin, we haven't had a chance to talk yet. Hello. How are you?
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
Yeah, it wasn't my choice to be here, but I'm starting to settle in, I guess.
That wasn't my idea.
I'd be concerned if it was. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Colin?
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
And you trust in the Inquisition, Cullen. Like, really, really trust in it.
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
I didn't, but you seem to put a lot of thought into this, Cullen.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Ryden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
I shall have to ask the commander how he got those scars one day, if he's willing to talk about them, of course. He's a very interesting man, and kind of a bit of a reprieve to talk to. He's not as... I don't know. For starters, he didn't call me the Herald of Andraste upon speaking to me, so that's a start. Alright, well... I guess we should get some rest, and then make our way to the hinterlands in the morning. That still is not any less daunting, is it? Well, it'll be closed soon, Alessandra. Until then, let's get some snacks and take a nap.